everybody, this is Al Spath. I'm here with Rob Gagg. Matter of fact, he's sitting right next to me here at the table. He's also here an open mic day today. We're doing a one-table tournament. Of course, we're not going to be sharing information if we're both in a hand or anything like that. But I'll let him play along, and I'll play along with him when he's in a hand, and ask some questions that you all out there might be thinking about and asking yourself. I got timed out of this first hand, but I wouldn't have played it. Rob, you can see he's not in the hand, and I had a jack three of spades.
Queen two.
And Rob, welcome, Rob. How are you today?
Good morning, Al. How are you? Happy Veterans Day, and thank you for your service, buddy.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. My pleasure. And to all those out there that are vets and those that have family members at the Gold Star or lost a member, had somebody wounded or still serving, we salute you and thank you for your service, and our ability to sit here and play cards and do anything in a free country is a testament to the courage and loyalty of those that volunteer to serve and continue to serve. So thanks, everybody. Let's get back to some poker here, though. We're at Full Flush Poker. I'm Teach, as I said before. Rob is my guest today. I folded here. I'm not going to tell him. He's facing an $80 raise from Big Sick. And what do you have?
I'm folding right now a 5-2 of diamonds.
5-2 of diamonds. And I had an 8-6 offsuit, which, of course, under the gun is not very playable. For those of you that don't have Full Flush Poker, you can get it by going to heartbeatpoker.net and downloading it there. You'll be automatically in a group of players that get together, have some free Skype sessions, training sessions that I provide, also some private tables, some private tournaments, money added, prize added tournaments, so don't miss out. Get an account by going to heartbeatpoker.net and downloading Full Flush Poker. It'll be worth your while. I'm Al Spath again at YouTube, 2 words. You can subscribe there. I have over 90 videos, and at Twitch TV. I'm not doing this one live this morning because I have a guest in here this morning. It's Al Spath, all one word. I hope you'll just follow me there as well. You'll get notifications when I go live. So getting back to this tournament, we got a small min raise of $40 from Midoxis. I've got a 5-4 unsuited. Rob is out of the hand. For $20 into $150, it's a no-brainer. I might just flop something really good here. That 5-2-8 could have been 5-4 just as well. So not a bad flop for me, but not a good flop if somebody bets. 9 comes off again. I'm not going to bet it here. A lot of trapping going on early on. We only have 1,200 chips. It's very, very weak in chips. It's not deep. It's very thin, and it's just not worth wasting chips early on, I don't feel. So I kind of play as tight as I can. If I have something good, I play it as aggressively as I can. And as we go through the tournament, I adjust my playing style to my chip stack size and the amount of opponents. How about you, Rob? What do you do?
I'm not very astute in these small single stacked single table tournaments, but I play very tight at the beginning.
Okay.
You can't win at the beginning, but you can lose.
That's very true. And we got another. This guy. It's good to note that this Medoxis, whatever his name is, $80 again. That's the second time that he does. So we need to point out, the people that are loose, the people that are good players, the people that are poor players at the table. We need to get ranges from people because it'll help us later on. Now, I'm going to fold here, and I think that Rob calling here might be a mistake. I'm going to say he's set mining or he's got a decent hand, but I don't like the play here by Rob because of the $80 is a lot. What do you have?
I have an ace-2 of diamonds, and it was a positional.
Now, if it's positional, Rob, you got to raise with it. Okay.
Okay.
You didn't do anything. Now, that's a pretty lousy bet on his part. I think you could have taken it from him there. I think that was I don't know where I'm at bet. And I think you could have taken it away from him there. And surely you would have taken it away from him if you'd have raised him pre-flop or folded pre-flop, which I would have maybe preferred there. But since you're on the button, you had a suited ace, and since that guy has showed a propensity to raising early, he might be a little loose. If you'd have re-raised there, you'd have probably had him check to you, continuation bet, and you'd have won that hand. So you kind of threw a tenth, almost a tenth of your stack away. You can't afford a tenth of your stack at this stage. That's too much. The 5 and 10 rule, as it's in that one book by Bob Cafoni and Stuart Rubin, talks about if you're under 5% of your stack, it's okay. You can take some chances. Between 5 and 10% of your stack, you got to have, feel like you're, in the hand and you've got good outs and you might even be leading. And if it's over 10%, you better have a really sweet hand. So, you were just about under the 10%, but well over the 5.
Yeah.
It's questionable if you should donk off that many chips this early. But like you said, the chances of you hitting there, if you hit the ace, you might be in trouble, and you're gonna have to get the diamonds to flop or 2 2s or an ace deuce, and it's tough, and it's just not worth the investment. If it was $20 or $40, I'd say go for it every single time. So to bring us up to speed on your journey this week, I understand that you just got off the cash tables this morning, and one of the players here at the table, 804 Born, was at your table, and you have a little story to tell about what happened?
Yeah, I was in the small blind and I had pocket jacks, and so on pre-flop he was to my left and he had just moved his seat to my left because I was kind of aggressive playing him earlier, and so that I would have been on his right. He was big stacked. He had 67, and I had not just got in, but I had like 25, 95 somewhere at that level. And he min raised to 50 cents, and I called with pocket jacks, and another caller called before me. So there were 3 people with min raises in there at 50 cents. The flop came queen, jack, 5. And I was the first to act. I bet the pot. Bourne raised, and he raised a quite significant amount. The guy across the table went all in, and I called all in, and Big Bourne called all in. And
Now hold the story here. We got 3 people that could be all in here. See if Bourne backs out of this or not. He's usually a terrible player and makes terrible decisions. He was the first to raise here. He got re-raised by Future Pro, which should have an overpair, not an ace king or an ace queen. He's going to back out of it. And there's our loose guy with ace queen coming up with a decent hand. And he's going to take it all. Go ahead. So you got 2 guys all in, and you hit a set of jacks.
I hit a set of jacks. It showed up that Bourne had hit a set of 5s, and the other player had a queen jack, so he had 2 pair, and I took the pot down with the set of jacks.
Wow. So you got me a $75 score then, huh?
I did.
I'm raising here with 5-4 suited clubs, and I haven't played a hand yet. I'm just thinking that these guys are going to just give me a little bit of respect here. If they don't, I still got a good redraw. I've got position. I didn't want to waste too much of my money. I was talking to you about more than 10% or anything like that. But I'm raising and you were calling with it, and that's a big difference.
Yep.
Because I can win without anything happening. So that's not a bad flop for me. But he could absolutely have 5-6. He could absolutely have ace-5. If he bets, I probably just call because I want to see that turn card before I proceed. But if he doesn't bet, I'll bet near $100 here. See if he gets disinterested. He doesn't. I doubt again if he has the 2 as one of his cards.
His delay, he's playing a lot of tables. So.
Sure, I know. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. He does play a lot. Well, glad to see you won from him and a couple people at the table. And oh boy. So he's saying he absolutely has the two here, and I got to rest my tournament life on the line for it. I just think he's got overcards with the ace, and so I'm going to take this. I may get knocked out, but I got to take this. He has the three and the overcard, and knowing your player and playing your player is how you got to do and decide in the game of poker. My read was good
I
enough.
I had put him on ace four.
Mm-hmm. Well, ace four, he would have had me beat.
Yep.
He would have had fours, deuces, and the ace kicker. So I did not give him credit for ace four in that situation. And he called my raise, so he did it with an ace three. Too bad. And now I got some chips to play with. So your journey, let's go back for those that didn't watch some of the other videos and stuff because I've had you on several times. You started out and you're a hockey coach and you do have a job at night, security job, I believe.
Yeah, I'm a retired policeman, and I now have a security job at the local
Well,
college.
thank you for your service as a policeman too. That's
You're
very,
welcome.
very, very admirable. We appreciate that. But you told me when we first started you were pretty thick-headed and you didn't get things too fast and you didn't know how you could get it. And I told you that if you did the work, you'd get there. And you said, I'm willing to do the work, but I know it's not going to be easy. And I said, no, it's not. And I think with you, my 90 plus videos at YouTube, I think you've seen all of them.
I have seen everything except for the last 2 days. You put a couple up the last 2 days, and I haven't got to them yet.
Okay. And then I had a bunch of independent recordings that was provided by a couple of clients that record our sessions before I started doing it on OBS. And so you went through about 11 to 15 of them. So we're talking over 100 videos. Your materials I've sent you to read, all part of hiring me as a coach. And I would say you've put in a ton of hours with that, and then started out at the nickel dime, started at the 10 cent 25, been up to the 25.50 to see how it is, back down and everything, learning things, and then at one point, somewhere along the line, whether it be repetition by me, what do you have on this hand?
6-3 offsuit.
Okay,
Big blind. I
something
did something.
clicked, something clicked, didn't it?
Yes, you're absolutely right.
But it took a while. It's not something that happens overnight, is it?
No, and I will just to let you know how this worked is that I played poker many years ago, and I was a break-even poker player.
Do you think you were, or do you think that's how you remember you were? Do you really think,
I'm
now that you think about it, do you really think you broke even? That's
no, no,
the big question.
no. I thought I was. How's that?
Okay, hang on a second. I've got 5-7 diamonds. I'm out of position, and it's only $40 for 220. I've got to call here and see if I get lucky. Could have got a six there instead of that queen. I would have really been lucky. Now, with all my money and everything, they better bet enough that. See now, 10% of my stack would be 220. 5% of my stack would be 110. So this is 5% of my stack. I could go for the straight here. If I have 4 outs times 4, I've got a 16% chance to get the 6. Plus, I got to worry about the hearts. It could be a 6 of hearts that comes out, and that puts 3 hearts on the board. So this is a fold for me, even though it's down in the 5% range, and I have a big stack to play with. I don't need to give up that money and my status this quick on an inside draw. So that's where I stand on betting there. So we got an early raiser here. We'll get back to your story in just a second.
Yeah, I'm folding.
Okay, so am I. So where were you at? You were telling me about
If I thought I was a break-even player
right.
When I played before,
Uh-huh.
and I answered the answer to your question was I thought I was a break-even player.
Right.
And I'll be honest with you, I did not keep the stats that I keep now, so on and so forth. So, but I thought I was, yes.
And when you started out playing here online, you lost more than you won.
Before I
It-
had met you,
Yep.
absolutely, yes.
Even when after you met me and had a session with me, you still lost more than you won.
Uh, I,
Actually,
up until I texted you and said something changed, I still was, my first buy-in, but I was down into the single digits. So the answer is yes.
right. So overall, you were treading water, but you were slowly going down the drain. It was
Yes.
it was it was time to reload. Although you had gained lots of knowledge and lots of practice, and you finally got some experience, you paid for all that. But the bankroll itself didn't show a profit or even it showed almost 100% demise.
Pretty close.
So you got down under $10, and then you built it up to what now, if I could ask?
I am right before I bought into this tournament, I was at 298.
There you go. So what we're looking at, and what you discussed with me later on, was, I don't know how long you're going to work. You've worked already your life being a policeman, and you got a security job right now, which is very nice to have, and then play poker as well. Is to try to create some type of a revenue stream, and of course, when you're playing 10 cent 25, it's tougher to put the hours in for 5 or 6 hours and take out X amount of money every day. You really got to go up 25, 50, 51, even higher sometimes to make a steady revenue. You're going to take losses as well. So is that still the goal for you?
It is, and the reason, and I'll be honest with you, the reason why I'm sitting mostly at the 1025 right now is because my bankroll is still too light to
Mhm.
support the win loss ratio at 25-50 so that I can play the way I want to play.
That's
Does that make
correct.
sense?
No, that's correct. But it is my opinion that every now and then, especially after you've I'm folding here. After you've won a little bit and your confidence is riding high, you go up and sit with 25, even though it's a $50 table. Sit with 25, same as you sit with a 10 cent 25. Play a little tighter than you normally play at the lower level, but play smart and see if you can double up and see if you can get used to the feel of that table and more aggression, because you don't get to see as many flops free. They're mostly all raised pre-flop.
And I took that advice, and that's what I've been doing on a maybe once every third day session.
Okay. Uh-oh, here we go. Kings against the queen, and the
Oh,
queen
look
sucks
at that.
out. Oh my god, that's a shame. That's a shame, but that's all right. Everybody's doing your work for you, Rob. You're sitting there. That's what the sit and goes are about. And big tournaments are that way too, in some respects. You worry about nothing except for your stack and your betting and everything, and let other people take care of the people that are getting out of hand and getting the bad beats and things like that. I mean, it's going to happen to you and me and other people too, but let them clean up the table let them eliminate 4 or 5 of the players for us. I eliminated one by getting born out. Now it's somebody else's turn. For any of you tournament players out there, you can. Two pair against two pair, and Big Sick took it that time. I'm gonna fold for tournament players out there. Of course, I work with you on tournaments, and you can see the heads up on my playlist at YouTube. I've got probably more than 10 or 11 heads up, and I've got some single table tournaments. This one will be up there soon after this is over. You're welcome to view them. And I've been working on a website for Terry Ring, whose One Hand at a Time website is going to be redeveloped and everything. I was giving him some ideas on how he should change and everything. But he's a deep stack tournament
I'm folding.
teacher, okay? And he's even offering the first month free, so it's something you might want to check out. One Hand at a Time, Terry Ring, and you can tell him that Al Spath sent you. You'll get that free month. I share information like this. I'm not in the business for everybody needs to come to me. Everybody needs to go whoever they think will help them and work well with them and provide them quality for their money.
I'm going to call here, Al.
Don't
Just
tell me. Okay, that's all right.
just
I'm in the hand.
odd odds.
Okay. This might be 625 by artist most. If he's, yeah, see, if I'm looking at person who's in certain positions, what they might have, I'm going to fold a gut shot here at 4-3. And to me, he had one play, and that was really to put it all in because his stack size dictated his play. And most people are just not watching other people's stacks sizes, and they're not aware of blind to stack ratio and how many big blinds they have left and things like that. So they just play obnoxious sometimes, people. They just don't understand that there's edges and information available to you right at the table. That's a big bet there from Oris Moore. Now it's the second time so he's going to have a decent hand, but it's not going to be a great hand. Ace 10 is not a great hand. That was a
Neither is
great.
Ace Jack.
No, neither is Ace Jack. You're absolutely right.
And he opened that raise up with Ace Jack out of position.
He sure did have a good hand, though, to win.
Yeah.
So I'm going to raise this up 3 times the big blind. I've got an ace queen here. People getting a little loose with their money right now. It's only the queen of spades. It's not the. So I'm going to go 210 here and just see what he's worth. See what he wants to do on me.
There you go.
I got to put some pressure on him. I can't just check it back, or I can't make a min bet or anything like that. And I don't want to get involved. I don't know if I would have stacked with him there with my tournament life on the line with the queen as a redraw, and he could even be there, or he could have the ace. So he did call my raise, so I have to give him credit for having maybe a pair or a big card. And so if he went all in, I'd have to think that maybe he hit something where I didn't hit anything. So that's my reasoning on that. For those tournament players out there wondering why I said what I said. Even the dog agrees.
Yep.
Oh, there's a set from him. So you're the one with, let's see, 15 big blinds, right?
Yep.
So you got 15 big blinds, and in this game, because it's a single table tournament, because the blind levels go up pretty fast, 5-6 minutes, whatever it is, you're going to be at a different blind level in just a second. When this goes up to the next rung, whether it be 40, 80, or 50, 100, whatever it goes to, all of a sudden that 15 big blinds is going to be short stack.
Yep. Then I only have one move.
Then you only have one move, because anything else they're going to know that you know what you're doing, and it's going to, at least if you put it all in, they don't know if you're really making a stand and how weak your hand is or how strong your hand is, and you may get somebody to call you thinking that you're doing it with ace 7, you might have ace king or ace jack and something like that and get a good matchup. $300 bet at 630. Man, is he just trying to get paid here, or do you think he got to jack? He's just bluffing. Bad bet. Mid-X. Now see exactly what I said. Look, the blinds went up, and now Rob has 10 big blinds.
Yep.
So he went from 15 to 10 in a matter of 1 minute and 50 seconds. What do you have here, Rob?
Ace 4.
Okay. Now, I think what Rob's mistake was on this one is that pre-flop,
I should have went in all.
he should have went in. If he was going to go in like that on a flop with that wet of a flop against the guy that just limped in from the small blind with an ace, I would have put him on notice that you're not limping into my pots no more and things like that. This guy limped into mine right here. I do have a king. I have a king 7. I don't like the fact that there's a pair out there. So I'm going to do this one time only, is just do a min raise just to see if he sticks around. I'm going to check again and see what he wants to do. And I think that he probably has the spade. I was giving him a chance to bet that turn so that I could repop it again to really emphasize the. Nope, he doesn't have it. Ace 10, he had a draw. That was a gift to me. He could have taken that away from me. I tried something and backfired. I was going to repop him on the turn, figuring I could get his, bluff to. It's only 40 for 200 in here. It's 5-1 on my money, but my cards. I'm out of position with a 2-9 offsuit, and it's just horrendous. I'll give up my pot odds, and I don't know what the big blind's going to do. So that's one I have to fold. Again, there's nothing requiring myself to play at this stage. I'm fairly comfortable where I'm at with my chip stack size. I'm just trying to allow other people's to mix it up and hurt themselves, and me to pick up pots along the way, just to increase and nudge it up towards 3,500. So I'm folding here. I would say that Rob has something like a pair of 8s, a king queen suited, maybe even an ace jack.
Ace 7 suited.
Ace 7 suited, okay. And you want this guy. He's got all his chips, and he may think that you're making a stand. You want him to give you the call with the ace 5. You want him to call with queen jack or queen 10, and you're going to be a 2/3, 2 out of 3 winner on it. So you don't care about that. You've got to double up your chips at this stage. I could raise here with my ace 6, but I choose not to get involved. We got this guy with 1,000 on the big blind, which is, 10 big blinds, just over 10 big blinds. Again, the same thing, an ace 6. I don't choose to get involved at this stage and throw my. A lot of people would be raising and using their stack here and possibly siphoning off some chips. I'm not your guy. All right, I don't feel like I'm in the position to do those kind of things at that point. So I raised 200 here under the gun. I get a call from the clown. I got pocket 5s. I don't like the 4s. I mean, I do like the 4s. I don't like the queen. I'm going to bet 260 and see if he goes over the top of me. I can get rid of the hand, but I got to put some pressure on him. He stays. I've got to think he's got the queen here, and the king he might not like. So I'm going to bet $520 into this pot, about half the pot. See if he can drop him to throw that queen away. There you go. There you go. That was a great card for me on the turn. Oh, again, he raised under the gun. I've got ace jack of hearts, and it's worth $80 to me. Don't particularly like seeing that king. So what we'll do is we'll bet 180 into him and see what he thinks of that king. So I was trying to put more of a blocking bet out there, trying to get him to either call me or to come over the top of me there. I'm going to take a card off here for the. No, I'm not. 180 is too much. Normally I might, but since I'm out of position, I'm not going to do it. Plus, I don't have a redraw for a backdoor flush draw there, so I'm going to let it go. But the 180 was what I was willing to call him, so that was the amount I chose there. Yeah, Rob's going to go all in. I would think that Rob he might even have his light hand. I'm going to fold here, but I think Rob would, even with a king 10, an ace rag, just about anything here.
King 7 offsuit.
King 7 offsuit. And he might be still ahead. He might be still ahead. I folded 3-2, but now it's 50-100. Rob has 10 big blinds, or just about 11 big blinds. Same situation. Till he doubles up, he's going to be all in.
Yep. And I had checked the clock before I went in, so I knew it was going up right after the next hand.
So that puts a lot of people in jeopardy. I mean, it's not only you, the guy across from you
Yep.
gets put into jeopardy right away. Not a lot, I should say.
I'm
Just
hoping that they don't realize that.
well, listen. You're one hand away from being out, and you're one hand about from being back in the game for good. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's just a matter of finding that spot now and getting your money in good and see what happens. Just because I got 27 doesn't mean I'm going to be at the end, but it means that I have more time to be patient. Again, I think Rob in this case here might have, pocket fives. He might have any ace, queen, king. What do you
Ace
have?
jack. Ace jack.
Ace jack is a pretty good hand, six-handed.
Yep.
At what point will you not continue going all in?
I'm right now. I'm getting close to that point.
Really?
Yep.
Because you're just barely over 10 big blinds. You've
Yep.
got 12 big blinds. Do you really want to go $300 or $400 with a hand like Ace Jack and get a caller?
You know what? I understand and I agree. It depends. It's going to depend on what my cards are for
Well,
that.
say you had pocket fours. Are you going all in? Are you folding, or are you
No,
going
I
in?
go all in with pocket fours because it's that low pair that my only help is going to be is if I hit another four or everybody folds.
So I'm going to see if this guy wants to bet this 10. So I got the 9 king. I'm going to just bet a little bit more than half the pot. Don't like that that was a spade at all. Again, I'm just going to bet a small amount here just to see what he'd do if he called me down with something. He had the king as well. All right. So I could have won on the flop if I bet the 10s and 9s. He would have went away with his king 7. So I allowed him to split that pot with me. That's my mistake. Rob's thinking about it here. You must have had a question. Don't tell me, but you must have had something like, oh, king 9 or ace deuce or queen 10 or something like that.
9-10 suited.
9-10 suited. Yeah, that's one I would have probably pushed on with you being that close to the button. That's a pretty damn good hand.
I know that, but that's what I was hemming and hawing about.
Yeah, that would have been one that I would probably pushed on it, but you're not pushing. You're still alive. Here you go. You're
Right.
going to find out how 9-10 would have worked out.
I'm kind of glad I didn't push on that.
Yeah, there you go. Sometimes it's the ones that you don't that turn the whole game around for you. A min raise. You'll notice in tournaments, more in deep stack or bigger tournaments, that as the tournament goes on, people forget about the 3 times the big blind raise. They go down to 2.5, and then eventually they get down to just a min raise because it impacts somebody just as well. But I'm not a big fan of the min raise. I think you still should put a little bit more money to it. It's up to you. You guys decide how you feel about that. Come on, Big Sick.
Yeah, that's what. Oh, I needed that.
Pick up a hand. What do you got?
King 8 of diamonds.
Okay. There you go. There you go.
Tournament life. It was his tournament life too. So
That's right. No, he limped, and unless he's setting you up, more than
that's
likely
right.
he's not calling. So that was a great play on your part. And even if he calls, you still got King 8. If he's got something better than you, you're still going to be a 30 something. I got 3-2 here. I'm folding a 30% plus to win, but you gained all that fold equity by doing it. So that there's all that percentage of times that he's just going to fold that hand and you're going to win. So you turned King 7 into a much better hand. I'm gonna raise this up to 300 here with my ace queen of clubs. He's thinking. Now he's raising me there. Does he have a pair, or does he have? Um, I want to see a flop here. I don't want to go all in with him right here. I want to see a flop. If he's got the ace king and an ace comes out, that's so be it. I want to see the flop, and now I'm going to check raise all in. If he's got kings or aces, I'm beat. But I'm going to give him the opportunity to bet here. And I'm just hoping that, he was just playing back at me because of my position. I had ace queen of clubs, so that backfired on him. I got king five. I got a big stack. I could put some pressure on this guy, but the big stack's got $3,000, has some money to burn. I don't think I want to try it with. If I had king 10 there or a little bit better, I would have done something. The king five, I'm not a fan. Now the pocket nines, I'm a fan. But I got to realize that I might have a race with this guy down here going. He might not even be there. He may be posting fold. I haven't been watching.
Guy on the opposite side of me.
No, guy. Yeah, opposite of you.
Yeah, I think that you're right. I've been watching that. He's been riding.
I think he's won some hands just because people folded to him.
Right.
I don't think he's there. Yeah, see, it's an automatic fold, so that's good to know. We're really playing, five-handed here. I had a king jack there and certainly could have played it, but I got to figure someone's going to make a stand like Clown Farts with 1,200. He had less than that after that. Someone's going to, or Big Six is going to put their money in the pot here, and I don't want to take that race with king jack. Not a fan here. I'd rather have an ace or a pair. I always tell my clients when you get down to the end, pairs, pairs, pairs. They don't have to improve to win. If you're going to have to make a stand, have a pair. If you don't waste your money. I got Jack 9 here. I'm going to say that you at least got me beat, so I'm going to definitely fold.
I did not. I had 8-7 suited.
I think if you run those numbers, if you go over to card player or something like that and run the numbers,
it was a flip.
That was a pretty good flip. And you had fold equity, so I have a king 8 here, and I'm going to fold it. But I have, no second thoughts about you not raising all in. That was a good raise. I'm not going to call you with Jack 9. I'm not going to call you with all the intermediate hands and stuff like that. I'm not going to double somebody up just because they're trying to steal my big blind.
It wasn't worth it. Absolutely, that was the fold equity. Absolutely. Because if I won, you would have put me back in the. Boy, I'm in a tough one here.
I'm folding. What did you fold?
King Jack.
Well, I think it was. If he has any ace, it's 58-42. So you're probably going to be a slight underdog to anything that you're calling there. I would rather you be first with that hand than be second with that hand.
And that I didn't want to be the caller on that.
That's right.
I wanted to be the aggressor, and that was my thought. Not knowing what he had, but he's in the predicament I was in, and still am.
But. Right. But I've got 25 big blinds, so I would think of it a lot different than you would think of it because you've got, like 10 big blinds.
Yeah, right. And he's doing what I was doing. But this could be a big one since he's calling that raise. Oh, that's good. That's going to help you out.
Why is it going to help me?
Because the second chip leader just lost $300.
Okay, let me explain something to you and my philosophy in the tournament. I could give a rat's ass who the chip leader is and how many chips he has, unless I'm playing against him in a certain hand. I don't care who has what. I want other people out. All right? I don't want a redistribution of chips. Oh, solid like a rock. There's no hope for you there. You hit 2 pair, but you ran into the buzz. So you were beat with he had a better hand to begin with, but you had to go. You got 10 big blinds.
Yep.
He can knock me out this hand right here too if he raises. Who knows? Tournaments are there for a reason. Let's see if I can get him to go all in here with my pocket queens. Nope. All right. He knows enough. I just want to see. I didn't want to see a flop and see a king or an ace there and not know where I'm at. I'd take the race for them pre-flop. Come on, Big Slick. Go put it all in there. I got ace, king of hearts. So I'm picking up chips really quick now. I thought I saw a hesitation by Gagunda that time. Whatever his name, Gagunda.
No, I think that that might just be his computer timer.
Maybe we'll take a
He
look.
could add just a skip on his because he's just been
Yeah.
automatic fold.
Yeah. Well, the blinds are gonna when the blinds go up here in a minute to 100, 200. You know, he's got 2 times around the table unless he wins it all in. Well, I got pocket fives here, so let's see if I'm gonna get action.
If anybody's paying attention, you know he's going to fold.
King 5.
So I was in that hand. I didn't pay attention. What did you say when you didn't care about how many chips somebody had?
I don't care about who's the chip leader unless I'm, playing a hand against them. I just want people knocked out. My thought is get everybody out of my way, you know? Come on, Big Sick. This is the time. Do it. Do it. Big Sick. What can I tell you? Wrong timing.
If I rolled that out, I could have been in the money.
That's right. You absolutely could have, but you had an ace. You took a shot.
Yeah.
Now, if these guys are smart, it's 100, 200. They'll just get out of the way of each other right here. Just get this other guy out, get paid off for the tournament, and then play their game. Not be stupid and get mad. This is where I've seen people get stupid and knock one of each other out. And the guy that's post and fold goes into the money. And this goes to show you, if you don't play hands, if you play really tight, this guy is on the bubble and almost in the money, and he hasn't even arrived at this game. That shows you that if you play a tournament and play pretty good cards or not stupid cards, you could be in the money without doing much of anything. All right.
You don't even have to play.
I've done that before. I've demonstrated that when Poker Pages used to be around. I'm gonna raise the pot here just to get the 200 from the big blind.
That's right.
I don't want to call from him. I got a king though. Let me go half the pot.
That is a dummy right there.
Yeah.
That is a dummy.
But anyhow, I've seen
they
used to give 10,000 chips over at Poker Pages, and they had a tournament, and I used to go and just post and fold just to prove to some of my students and clients that hey, I can get, and I even got into the money one time. Just never play the hand. Never play the hand. So it's possible. So why do you have to play so many hands in these games? I've got a queen 7 here, and I'm just going to limp. I want to see what he'll do if he'll push. I'm just trying to set him up for, there you go. I'm just trying to set him up for later on so that if I do that again with a good hand, he'll push on me. I just want to make sure he's in that mode. Getting to the money is one thing. Getting to second or first is where the money is. That's 50% for first, 30% for second, 20 for first. So when you get third place money, you get your money back and maybe a few bucks. But for the time, if you check out how much time you put it in your return of investment, if it's always going to be third place, you're really not going to be making enough money to sustain yourself. You got to get seconds and you got to get firsts. Now, see, I'll take this for $200. I don't care about $200. If I hit my queen 7, great. If I don't hit it, I get out of his way. He had 10 jack here. He would definitely check. Anytime anybody gives me an opportunity very cheap to get into a pot, I'll do it to see if I can spike. I'm going to raise a min here with an 8-9 suit, only because if I limped, he was going to push, and I didn't want him pushing on me. But now he's going to give me a little bit of respect. He played hearts before. I don't know if he'll play him again. I think he'd push if he had the big one here. That's not a good card for me. I shut it down. Now I got a pair, and I'm looking at 3 hearts on the board. It's not worth it to me. I'm not there. He could be there. He could be way, way far ahead of me. Not going to use my stack against these two. I'm going to let these two guys battle a little bit. That's what I want. Attack of the clown fart. Both of them catch a little of this. It'll be nice. One with a straight draw, one with a flush draw, or one with 2 pair, or a top pair with like an ace-7. I think if the ace-7 went all in here and the other person had the 8, it would be a definite call. There we go. We'll find out. Didn't have anything. So Mr. Clown here likes to throw his money around. He doesn't have much of anything. Somebody calls him. I re-raised him before he went away. This guy just did the same thing. I'm calling with an ace-7 here. Didn't get either. I'm just betting because he checked. I don't like the fact he called me that fast. I don't have a thing. I think he might have really hit something like a set or 2 pair on that one because he went back into that calling mode, and it was a pretty quick call on it. (10-2). These tournaments take generally around 35-40 minutes, so I would recommend if somebody was going to play these on a site that had them going off pretty regular, is every 20 minutes or so start one, so you have 2 or 3 going, and you can get to the end not at the same time, so that you're not playing heads up. Shorthand. I had king queen suited there. I was ready for him that time. 5-10, not playable. Not going to try to steal here, even if this guy folds. Notice he's taking time each time here, and from CY, wherever that is. Cyprus.
Yeah, I don't understand the country codes either.
Yeah, some of them are. The LU still gets me. I don't know what the hell that is. Again, this is the kind of flop that can get 2 people all in. I don't care what happens here. I just want one of them to bet and the other person to that's all I want. See, Clown Farts usually does that and he's playing. Now he's going to get it all in. I don't care who wins. Somebody's going down here. This guy likes 3,600. He may not call. He didn't call it. Show it, clown. You turkey. Queen 5. Let's see a flop. I don't have anything, but he checked. I gotta hope he don't have anything. Eight, 4. I'm gonna call again, see if he'll, with a big stack here, what he'll do. I think he's gonna put money in. That's okay, he can have my 150. Alright, that's exactly what I want him to continue to do and see me fold like that. I'm just investing a few dollars there, trying to get him to believe. Then I have to hope when I do have a good hand, he does the same thing, and of course it holds up. Sometimes you don't get what you wish for. Let's see how I want to play. Oh boy, what do I want to do here? I think I'll just call with my
What do you got?
pocket aces. Come on, farts, get in here. He knows he's got second place if he just excuse me. Die young, die young, die young. Now we got second place locked up. We go for first place. So we make mistakes, but now we put pressure on the guy. We know we got second locked. I got just Jack 7. But I am coming for him. If I get knocked out, I get second place. Unless I got something crappy like this 8-3, I'm not defending. I'm not getting involved in hands like that. Again, I'm going to limp here with my ace king, hoping he'll jam it. Ah! It could have a 7. It could really. Now, I'm not going to bet there only because, I don't give him the chance to do something there. I'm going to let him put money into the pot.
Fake. He doesn't have that club.
He had the 7, see?
Oh, geez.
See? I knew. I didn't give him a lot of money, but I just let him lead at the pot there. He could have got a lot more money from me at the end. I've got ace 9 here. I'm going to re-raise him. Because I know he's just putting pressure on me. That's a third of his stack, or almost. If he has a king, he'll put it all in. I have to fold. That's okay. We're sparring. Seven, 9. He's going to get a little greedy here. Nope. But you don't worry about heads up play is losing. Like I said, I got 8-3 here. Now normally I would call this. If I had 8-6, I would call. But 8-3, I'm not calling it. But you don't worry about losing. You're going to lose hands. What you have to do in heads up is get it to where you win 2 hands in a row or something like that. That's when you really start impacting somebody. I got queen 2. I'm not going to engage at this time. I want him to know I'm a little selective on what I'm doing. Jack 4 is not a good hand, but it's suited, so I'll call 300 here, hoping to get 2 4s or the jack. That's not what I wanted. I think he'll bet 600 here, and I don't give him 600 with just bottom pair. See. If he would have bet a smaller amount there, I would have came over the top of him one time. 9-3. I'm not playing it. Not yet. Not until I get a little bit smaller stack. King 8, I'll defend unless he goes all in. Okay, let's see a flop. Oh, 2 pair. Get out of line now, clown. I'm just gonna call. This could be a big mistake. I could give him a shot at getting a straight. Now, I'm hoping that he's gonna really put some money in here, thinking he's ahead. He doesn't, and there's the card I really didn't want to see. Something that could give him a straight, whether it be a low straight or high straight. Nope. So I was taking a chance that he would get out of line, and he just never got out of line. All right, I got a king 2 here. Put a little pressure on him. I'm going to bet 1,000.
King of Hearts?
No. See, I don't like he called. I don't have any hearts either.
Ugh.
I don't have any hearts, but I got to take a chance that I can beat him. Oh, I can't beat him. He called me with just a queen. Wow, I blew that one. All right, I got to get on my horse now and get back in this game. He's got me dominated. 10-6. No, I'll wait till the next hand.
Bully.
It's tough because I got 400. I'm posting 400.
Yeah, I know.
9-2. He'll call me with anything, so I can't really do it with 9-2. So this time, no matter what I have to defend. Queen 7, I'm defending. Whatever happens. I got 2 live cards. He's got me dominated, but I got 2 lives. He got me. He came back. He beat me fair and square. And so I played it wrong somewhere along the line and got myself beat, and that's the way it goes. But I got second place, which is 30%, and that was the goal going in. Play my best, get second or first, go for first when I got there. If I made a mistake at the end, that's on me. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thanks, Rob, for sharing your thoughts, and we'll talk to
Thanks,
you real
Al.
soon.
Yeah, have a good rest of your day. I might see you this afternoon on the table again.
Okay.